Hello once again, everyone, to Monday Grab Bag. Today we're looking at a pretty old indie release. This one is from all the way back in 2003. And to give some context on just quite how old that is and quite how the indie sphere, the shape of the indie sphere at the time, is when this game was released, Game Maker was a creation by a single, more or less. I hesitate to say this because nothing is ever a single person's project, but Game Maker was a single person's project by Mark Overmars, I believe it was. And the engine was only 3 years old, and just a passion project. And this was over the span of about 6 months, Seiklus, which is the Estonian word for adventure, was released by Cly5m, Cly5m, maybe like cataclysm, so clism perhaps. But this game predates even Cave Story's original Japanese release, so quite old by many indie game standards, and is one of the earliest sort of online freeware indie releases that kicked off in a significant way. But I really, really loved this game as a young slime, and I am excited to revisit it. I came up with this idea just in the middle of yesterday, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, I should play Seiklus. But here's hoping that I can get everything to run properly, because since this is a game released in 2003, this was made for significantly older computers than modern technology, and Game Maker's Windows system and handling of resolution and everything means that I'm essentially just capturing my entire screen scaled weirdly and hoping for the best. So I tested things out prior to this moment, but here's hoping that everything continues to work correctly. But before we get to that, I do want to show one more thing, which is I commissioned some artwork from Chirisol, an artist that I greatly, greatly like and have physical artwork from hanging up on the wall in my room here. And this artwork I commissioned as a sort of celebration of 1 year of streaming here. So here it is. And all of the objects there are representative of major sort of flagship streams that I've done, and the various objects that represent important moments throughout that year of streaming I've done. So from left to right, top to bottom there, we have the Demon King Chronicle book. We have the Forgiver Battle Axe from my 18-only streams of Citadel and Beyond Citadel. Another 18-only stream for the next one, that is the Accursed Femboy Idol from my playthrough of Elbay by Juneflower. Next, we've got a 4-color pinwheel from Murasaki that represents the attempt for peace between the 4 worldlets and the overall motive of Team Fortune, the 2 protagonists of the game. Overall, not motive, ambition. Close enough. Next, we've got Vela from Diaries of a Spaceport Janitor, my chosen patron for the very first stream I ever did. Next, we've got a little plushie of of Neve, Unisys herself, my partner in crime, and if not for which I would not be a streamer myself. Shout out to Unisid. Next, we've got a happy little lime with hearts flying off of it from Sylvie Lime. And in my arm there is the wolf form of Dolly from Psychiatric Clinic for Abused Cuddly Toys. Next, that white mask is Puro's mask from Changed. The green glass thing is the seed spitter from the game Formuworld, which was a huge delight and surprise to me. Next, we've got Neon Red's mask, and finally, a beam purger from the game Aiden, which is one that's absolutely still stuck in my mind for quite a while. I kind of want to just play through that game again on my own time, just as a see how I feel about knowing the story in advance and seeing the game through that lens. But yes, delightful, delightful artwork, and thank you so much, Cheersel. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Okay. So I'm going to be relying on y'all because I'm literally not going to be able to see my own preview feed here. Possibly. So we'll have sound, and we should get feed in a second. Do we have anything yet? Okay, nope, nothing. Blast it. Oh, I'm a doofus. This should work. Oh my god. There we go. Okay. You should hear the main menu music and see the title screen. About Seiklus. Seiklus was created by Cly5m in 2003. Use the arrow keys to move and jump. Space for the status screen. S to save your game. Q to quit. See seiklus.txt for more information. autofish.net/game/Seiklus. %2 completion. Okay, hold on, I need to test something real quick. Okay, looks like the screen isn't cut off at all. Good. We've collected 14 green sprites, and seen... It looks like this is kind of a Metroidvania style of experience. That might be a map on the left side that we're filling out. We've gotten the bird idol. So we have a couple routes we can do. Should we continue through the grasslands? Should we climb the tree? Or should we descend into the caves? First answer gets it. Climb the tree. Bird fast travel before Dark Souls did. That's true. I see a black pixel against this wall. And it's nothing. Ah, that's what it was. I kind of remembered something, and see how there's a fly on the wall outside of the range that should be possible to navigate? It's an indicator of a secret. At any time, you can press the S button in order to save in exactly the position you were in. Is there a quick... Let me test something real quick. Okay, that full quits the game. But nonetheless, puts you exactly back where you left off. Though the music didn't trigger. My bad. Wonder if I can get... Bear with me for a second. I caused a glitch, and so I want to fix the glitch. This game did save states before emulators. When did emulators come into existence? There we go. This music's real funky, so I wouldn't want to deprive y'all of it. Ah. Oh. Another hidden chamber. Oh my god, I missed it again. One way this game slightly shows its age is that, from what I can tell from the platforming just now, being able to view it from the lens of an adult who's played a whole lot of games at this point. There's no coyote time in this game, it looks like. For any that might not know, coyote time is a term based on Wile E. Coyote and the idea of you don't realize that you've fallen off a ledge until you look down and notice. But what the actual gameplay design thing is there are many precision platformer games that will allow you to actually jump after you have fully stepped off the ledge. But it looks like this might not be the case for this game. Credits for the music itself can be found, I think, in the game's readme.txt document. And each of the songs is free to use as far as the developer was aware, at the very least. No secret behind the lava fall. I do not fully remember how long this game is. So I'm thinking I might 100% it today on this stream, but if it turns out to be much longer than I remember, then I might end up simply returning to this game next Monday. One not particularly documented feature in this game is each of those treasures that we get actually changes something about the world. Those are giving us abilities, but none of them are actually documented or told about to you. Can't climb up those. Mirages. Initially, I thought that this place was snow, but later on I decided that I think this place is made of ash. What do y'all think? The way the world links together into itself doesn't entirely make sense. Yeah, I mean, we did just go through an elevator that brought us down a flowing magma, a vertical flowing magma river, so a bit of dream logic sort of stuff going on here. But nonetheless, as a youngin', I considered this to... I always interpreted this as being ash after a while of playing. Have you found a new favorite bit to do, Conley? Is that what's happening here? Whoa. Okay, well, I'm glad those don't hurt me. So I stepped on it without thinking about it. Friends, I am going to stare directly at the screen and tell you something. Yellow, orange, red, purple, green. That is all. Hmm. That color combination has been in my head literally ever since I played this game. And you might be going, moo, moo, you got it wrong. It's yellow, orange, red, purple, purple, green. And let me tell you, I thought that too. And this actually links into a childhood complaint I have about this game. Would you interpret that as being yellow, orange, red, purple, purple, green? Because I would. Is this jump makeable? Barely. There's no acceleration, so you can simply tap both the jump and sideways button at the same time after walking up to the very edge. I'm shocked at how many of these secrets I remember. Like, almost instinctually, I remember these. I love these cute little ghosts. Hee hee hee. Man. played through this game a lot of times. And nah, these aren't the victims of the world litany, because these are ghosts, not plants. Unless it just mean in general of the world litany has killed a lot of people. In which case, yeah, true. So in modern parlances, you might consider this game to be a Metroidvania collectathon, but you need to remember something, that this game predates a lot of that terminology, and also... Could someone look up when YouTube was made? Like when YouTube first became a publicly accessible website? This game might predate YouTube. Your only real source of video game information was text-written guides by other players who have done so on websites like Game FAQs or Game Winners or any of those. ...2005, yes. So, this game predates YouTube. There we go. Knew I missed something about that. Whew. I need to backtrack all the way up there, though. And the reason I knew to do that is because, once again, there was a fly hidden in the wall around that area, which the game uses as a marker for false wall ahead. I hope the flashing effects of the ghosts aren't too intense for photosensitivity. I would think since it's localized and there's somewhat small objects, that wouldn't be quite as bad, but, you know. Even understanding of photosensitivity was kind of new at this point, or not particularly well understood. Citation need on that one, honestly. Let's see here. We've gotten all purples, and we are 3 short in terms of the spectrally bits. Autism also poorly understood at the time. There they are. Although, hey, I personally deeply understand autism. Yellow light, purple light. Oh, orange light, purple light. Ow. Thorny. So there may be something that you slightly noticed about this game that you maybe haven't fully realized here. But there's a key feature present in a lot of video games that distinctly hasn't been present so far in this game. And yeah, I'm fishing for a specific answer here, but maybe at this point y'all can... it's evident enough? Not sure. What hasn't been possible in this game? Looks like there's invisible platforms there. And then once again, this invisible platform thing might have been an ability that we got from one of those medals. It's hard to tell which does which exactly. Likewise, there's a blinking black and white circle on our map. That also may have been given to us by one of our medals, but because you're likely to get several of them at a time, it's hard to tell which one does what. Item usage is not the answer I was fishing for. It's death. This game doesn't actually seem to have any hazards in it. There's no fail state in this game. This thing kind of creeped me out as a kid. I also found it really, really cool, though. A floating white orb that, when touched, brings you to a inverted, bizarre dark world with a menacing sphere that doesn't really seem to notice you directly, but if you come into contact with it, will eject you from its plane of existence. That's unfortunate. Didn't realize I would head bonk on that. Cool. And if we look at the map, the white and black circle is gone. So, if I didn't happen to remember literally every secret up until this point, one of the trophies I've collected would allow us to see where there is a hidden anti-energy to pick up. So now we know to the right is the way to the ghostly castle, the ashes, and ultimately the caldera. If we go to the top, we go to the caldera directly. What happens if we go down? Rave music. Somewhere around here is a secret. Right here. Rat. Another fly on the wall. Rat. The walk animation is pretty silly. We can now see sparkles on the ground. We managed to dodge all of them by sheer coincidence, but yeah. There's a bunch of People Eater creatures hidden under the ground. And then once again, the reason we can see that is because we picked up a trophy of one of those little biter things. Ow. Darn it. Careful. What can you do up here? Ah. Can I even get back up? That's still an indicator of there being a secret in the district. Have I gone this way? Yes. Alright, well... maybe we'll get something else that'll help us find secrets or something, but... let's consider this area mostly cleared out for now. Besides, there might be more down here. I love all the cute and fascinating areas that this game brings you through. There's a lot of charm to be found in just the exploration of all these places. Whoa. Giant coming through. C1. Ooh, we might be here a while. $77, getting close. $79. I wonder if that's all of them. Or maybe there's one left. Need an even 80 before I advance. I don't see any more in the next 20 seconds, then I'll just move on. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't see any air bubbles coming up either, which they do which occur when one of them disappears, so. Although there are air bubbles coming from that spot. Ah, because there's a hole there. Let's see if this is the remainder. 100. Cool. There's no way to jump off the chain. I can only assume that we get that some other way. We've gotten ourselves into a mess this time. At least there's more accursed flames to collect in here. I quite like how the muted music can still be heard ever so slightly in the background behind the heartbeat. We are in the body of a giant kraken, but outside the rave still continues. Two routes. I remember this one. This one leads forward. Another completely inaccessible treasure chest. Ah. Things are freaky. I think they're supposed to resemble a viri, bacteriophage. Whichever one of those is the sort of DNA injector automaton thing. Get me out of here. %. Boing. So there's a couple avenues we still haven't been down. We haven't tried doing this. So close. Puts us back here. That does mean we are going to have to skate down the mountain one more time. Chirp, chirp. Oh. Never mind. Okay. You can't miss them. You just keep skating until you've collected all of them, apparently. And that leaves one more direction for us to go. As a reminder, this is Seiklus, and this is available as freeware from the developer site. So, I have complicated feelings about this particular room and this particular puzzle. Because as a kid, when I downloaded this game and tried it again in the future, I thought I had a bugged copy of the game that was a progression blocker. You need to input the right combo into this. And do you remember that graffiti we saw? It was yellow, orange, red, purple, purple, green. Oh, okay. Yellow, orange, red, purple, purple, green. And so I would put that in and I'd feel crushed and think, oh no, the game's broken. It's not tracking the correct combo correctly. Only later on, and again, it was hard to find info because, like, you can't look up a full game playthrough of this or anything like that. So it was hard to verify what I was doing wrong or anything like that. Only later on did I realize what the actual problem was. Yellow, orange, red, purple, green. That's one purple, not two, despite there being two strokes of purple on the graffiti. Really stormy out. I will say, Conley, that was a pretty good one, but I hope you do not continue this bit into other games I play in the future. It's fine here, but... Goodness gracious. Many games in the future will be as old as this one. Conley, you say that like you don't know a dang thing about me. To be honest, the only reason I haven't been streaming some, like, console and retro games is because that requires setting up an emulator, and I simply could not have been bothered until for now. Otherwise, there's definitely certain retro games that I would highlight that are, like, stuff like from the NES era that were games I grew up with as a young slime, once again, but were not good. Unique games, fascinating, not good. That is all of every color. We have explored the world. Which means that what remains for us is a gate. And the question of, where was that gate? I remember. This might be the fastest way there. It probably isn't, but whatever. Scenic route. But yeah, two NES games that are close to my heart and also bad video games are WURM, Worm, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and Roller Games. Worm, Journey to the Center of the Earth is a narrative and cinematic genre-bending game about a squad of adventurers using a drill vehicle to tunnel into the center of the earth and find the buried ancient city within. And the game is really fascinating because it is a vehicle side-scrolling platformer, a top-down shooter, a on-foot character platforming game, a first-person shooter with cinematics that actually have, like, direction to them, and, like, almost like comic panel style, and cinematography, that's the word. Actual cinematography in the cutscenes. And it does none of these well, for the record. But by goodness, for the NES, it sure does try. It also just sort of ends because they ran out of space on the cartridge. Really a beautiful example of a game that's way too ambitious for its own good. And here we are. Somewhere new. And we climb. When we make it
to another place.
It's a night sky when we make it all the way back to home. Locked castle. But no, we can't get distracted. There's somebody waiting for us after all. Seiklus. My bad on pronunciation. Seiklus, created in 2003. Design, artwork, and programming by Cly5m, autofish.net. Yogurt Factory and Rainy Summer Days by Radix. Arrangement by Dreamfish. Game Maker by Mark Overmars. %83 completion. There's treasure chests we missed, some of which seemed impossible to reach. And there's, from what we can tell, 2 relics are missing, and 7 anti-sprites. And those anti-sprites are somewhere in this large cavern that also encompasses the watery area. so I'm gonna have to be pretty thorough and pretty exploratory here. Actually, I wonder if this is a real memory or not, but there might be a secret within the secret. The rat room. Back to the cave for you. Still more down here. The bones are acting as an arrow. $100. Quicker and easier than I expected. Right, so... Remember how there was a second door? That one required all the anti-flames. Now we must climb. Little by little. We have gotten the star ability, and we are being prompted to press W. How is this? Mind writing that down for me? 134246. Thank you. As far as I can tell, this is just pure chance where you end up. Which is a little unfortunate since we need a specific one. There we go. Middle. Rude. One, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5, 6. One, 3, 4, 2, 4, 5, 6. From the other direction, maybe? This is new. This part of the game is just rude. Like... Thankfully, as long as you do what I described, where you just carefully walk up and then tap both jump and forward at the same time. It's pretty consistent. I want to take another look at that number just in case. There's something I'm missing about it. Oh, it worked that time. Bizarre. We have fully assembled the moon. And I went the wrong way. Up we climb. Little fella. So, this is awkward. That third artifact allows me to access the lunar castle, apparently. And I don't know where it is. And I don't know where I would even begin to look. I hesitate to ask this, but if someone's... Conley, are you willing to go and scrub through a video to find the exact moment that someone picks up that artifact? The ending to this game is really not much of anything past the ending that we've already gotten, but already on it. Thank you so much, Conley. Donk. Like, jump over this or anything? Could see having missed something in either the volcanic area here or back in the water. Okay. Come on. Right, I think I remember there's a second spot. Yeah, there's a rope that you can climb. Yep, I remember that now. At the surface of the pool, at one of the edges, I think the right side edge is a... yeah. A rope that you can climb, and up there is a treasure chest. Cool, thank you. Okay. 99% completion. %, is not complete, but that is all I have. Range statues. There we go. Yeah, and then it just sort of ends. A bit of a disappointment for a secret ending, in my opinion, but... it could use with just a little bit more of expansion on what you bringing those pieces back means for the world, for yourself, for her, for the castle. Were they stolen? Were they scattered across the universe? Like, just a little bit more to imply what the details were for that, I think would improve it a bit, while still keeping it a bit vague. Because I do think the sort of strangeness and the semi-understated nature of the story of this game is a plus, honestly. But that one's a little too vague. there's just nothing to go off of, you know? And that, my friends, was Seiklus. Seiklus. I get a butterfly for my trouble. That's true. I find this game to be a really charming, cute, and I'd hesitate to say kid-friendly because the platforming in that game can be kind of much, especially if you don't have like speedrunner brain where you understand that if you do a particular setup, as they're called, of walking very close to the edge and then pressing both buttons at the same time, stuff like that, then the jumps and stuff could be pretty frustrating. But the environment and the sort of just general dreamy feeling of wandering around this somewhat surreal world and being just a little tiny little creature is fun and cute, and I really like it. In any case, though, that is Seiklus. Let me go and pull up the developer's webpage. It can be downloaded for yourself from, at the time of this video at least, autofish.net/clasm/art/videogames/Seiklus, as posted in the chat. And in a fascinating overlap, the developer is not actively making games still, but they are active on the internet. And in a fascinating overlap that I didn't know about until just now when I downloaded the game today, 2025, the website was updated with Seiklus Crypt. And after Crypt Underworlds, the developer Lilith Zone started taking commissions of creating your own crypts. Rooms in the style of Crypt Worlds to your design. And a fan of the game Seiklus commissioned a crypt that's based on the game. So the developer of Seiklus has this to say about it. The result is astonishing and also an honor because I have long found Lilith Zone's work inspiring. And then I link to seiklusworlds.zip. If you haven't, I recommend also trying some of Lilith Zone's other creations. I mentioned the Crypt games above, but if you want a shorter experience with more atmosphere than game, you could start with Map Collection or Betsy's Hospital. And then both of those are links to lilithzone.itch.io, which is Lilith Zone's itch page where Crypt Worlds and those other mentioned games are available. So, I had a lot of fun going back through this adorable adventure, and I hope y'all enjoyed too. As always, for the post-stream here, we are going to send y'all off to raid another channel, and let's see who's active right now. several of my friends are all active doing Monday Fun Day, Friend Vibing Day, in a game called Arch Age, which I've never heard of. Library of Jing. Jing? I remember I heard what the correct pronunciation was, and then I promptly forgot it. So, let's hop on over there, shall we? To another place, my friends.